Hi, I'm Adriana and you're watching the Spiritual Awakening with Adriana channel. I noticed that there are lots of videos and there is lots of thinking about reincarnation. And we have all encountered this concept. It is a common theme in lots of religions. It is a common theme in lots of New Age stuff. And even though science has not ever found any proof of that, I believe that as with so many things, and that's why I have a beef with science, we can't say that something does not exist just because the science has not yet proven it. That was so with so many things in the past, and I expect that so many things more will come in the future where science will have to verify existence of some things. So when I'm thinking about reincarnation, I realize that we are all stuck on the concept of time as being something that is very linear. And when we think about what the New Age people in fact are telling us all the time, and in fact even in the Bible there are some references to that, and that is the concept of that there is only now. So that basically the time does not exist as such, the time does not exist as we perceive it. That is one factor. The other factor is that our consciousness, we do not have the clear idea where does this consciousness really come from. There are some weird stuff like telepathy and even dreaming. While we are dreaming, our brain has more activity than while we are asleep. And there is some strange stuff happening with our brain when we are sleeping. And when I was thinking about reincarnation, I realized that maybe we do have just one life. Just one life in which we are basically awakening and getting to the realization of who we are. And then there are so many more lives that we are living that we call reincarnation. We call that dreams, basically. And what if reincarnation basically is nothing more than the dreams that we are having? And one digression. When you think about the concept of backdrop people, which is mentioned a lot among the New Age people and people that are somewhere out there exploring the possibilities of the reality as we know it. When you think about backdrop people, and when you think about the concept that even in quantum physics, the observer is the one that is creating the reality. Sort of, not really, but let's say it for the argument's sake. If you think also about that stuff, we can say that reincarnation might just be us having a dream about a life that we actually have. So what if during the dream we live the entire life? And this in fact wraps up also neatly with the concept of the multiverse, like many universes that we are experiencing. I know that this might all not make so much sense. It makes sense to me, and I'm writing a book. I'm writing a novel. I'm not writing a scientific book. I'm writing a novel in which the main hero will be experiencing something like that, and I hope that I will be able to put it in words better than I am today. But I'm just trying to, English is not my first language, it's my second language. And even though I have been speaking English ever since I was 4 years old, I've been learning it, and I have used it all my life, professionally, privately, in so many circumstances, and I'm quite comfortable speaking English, but still it is not my first language, it is not my mother tongue, and sometimes I'm at a loss for words. What I'm trying to say is, please bear with me, What I'm trying to say is the only truth that we know is what we see, is what we experience, it is what we can think of. That is the only thing that we know is real for us. And everything else is just basically an illusion. It is not a reality. And when you think about reincarnation, if reincarnation is something that is happening to us, isn't it a little bit stupid that we would be like, okay, there is like God, let's say, and then we come as souls, and then we go through life, and we die, we perish, and we're born again, we perish, we're born again, and it's so stupid. But I really like this concept that we are living in a simulation, because if we are living in a simulation, if there is a larger reality than the one that we are experiencing right now, then it is completely possible that all the past that we know of and all the future that is only going to happen has been pre-programmed to allow us to grow. So our growth, what we are going through, is not really something where we can change a lot. We do have a free will, definitely. We do have a free will. But there's so many interdependencies. And also there is this thing that if we are basically living our lives while we are dreaming, yes, then there are souls that exist at this same time that are in fact you. And this is the concept of one. So we are all the same. We are all in the same boat. I don't know. I hope that I made at least a little bit sense until now. And you know this feeling when you are dreaming, but you think that it might be real. It is, in fact, it feels so real. There's also the lucid dreaming itself, but even if you're not intentionally trying to lucid dream, you might experience lucid dreaming. And I don't know if you've had it, but I had dreams where everything was so vivid. Maybe it was like a little bit off. It was not like the reality that exists. Like you would be like somewhere in big like place where you would be climbing or you would be flying or something. But what if that stuff is in fact real? It does not relate to your current reality that you're experiencing while you're awake, but they are the flashbacks from your dreams. So maybe the aliens that run the simulation made it so that we go to sleep, we enter another body, we live an entire life during this dream. When we wake up, we are again in the body that is going to wake up. And one good news. So basically, if all that ties down, if time does not really exist, if time is just an illusion that we have to go through in order to evolve, in order to be able to ascend to the higher level of consciousness. And when you remember what Arthur Clarke said, that every sufficiently advanced technology is like magic, since we are basically living in the age where technology is at a very high level, and technology is advancing rapidly. And even we have technology like quantum computing, where we have no idea why that works. We have no scientific proof or idea how that stuff really works, but we know that it works, and that's good enough. So what if we are living in an age where we will actually be remaining those bodies forever? Because there is one bad news about the simulation. If we are living in a simulation, can you just imagine how advanced those beings are, and how far away from them we are? I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm not saying that it cannot be, but I really think that those beings that would be able to run the simulation this complex as the one that we are living would really have to be amazing. Like all our technology would look like garbage to them. But that's okay. That's okay. And I usually remember that scene from the Star Trek Voyager, where Captain Janeway is on the faraway planet with Leonardo da Vinci, his hologram, and he's saying, like, I want to know. I want to know everything. I cannot live without understanding everything. And she says to him, Leonardo, you just have to understand that there are some things that are beyond your comprehension. And that's okay. We have to have faith. I don't want to sound like some religious person, but we really do have to have faith. We have to believe that whatever higher power there is there a programmer, is there a God, is there civilization so advanced that we can't even imagine? We have to trust that they want good for us, and they can be bad, basically. Because I have this video on love and fear, and when you're talking about what drives us, it is either love or fear. If you want to hurt somebody, you're acting out of fear. You're not acting out of love. You're hurting yourself. You are hurting somebody else as well, of course, but you are first of all hurting yourself. And the question of reincarnation, let's come back to that. I have a very wild imagination. I like to think about things that are not everyday, and I don't know if anything of what I thought of makes any sense or if it's true. But it's interesting for me to think about what could be and to try and figure out the worlds that might be. I'm writing a novel. When I publish it, you will be informed. And this is it. I hope that I did not take too much of your time. I could talk about that for a while, but I'll stop now. You need to go to attend to your life. And tonight, when you're off to go to sleep, think about how you might be having another life somewhere. You might be experiencing some beautiful things, and be grateful for that. Love everybody around you, love yourself, be gentle to yourself, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.